equipment to protect yourself. Yeah, they said someone could vomit directly on you, and if you didn't have an open sore or something, you wouldn't get sick. Total bull. And meanwhile, Ebola patients are just vanishing in places like Liberia. They're just throwing them into camps. So clearly, even mainstream news admits there's a cover-up what the real numbers are. So that's just some of the news on that front. Governor Jindal of Louisiana orders Louisiana to develop Ebola plans. Rick Perry has come back out again and said they should shut down the West African flights. NBC's Schneiderman, who said just take your bleeping vaccine, who got caught breaking quarantine, faces credibility issues, AP reports. New Ebola czar will skip congressional hearing Friday after being a no-show at the first two White House Ebola meetings since Obama named him as a point man. Yeah, and he has no medical background, but he does think there's too many Africans. So that's you know, he is part of eugenics. So you know, he's doing a great job not helping and not showing up. Let's go to some phone calls. Then I'll get into what I mentioned earlier, Time Magazine. Let's fix it. Let's end human driving. Here's what will happen. The initial use of drivers anywhere autonomous cars, I call them auto cars, will be the companies like Uber rather than individually owned. They will rapidly gain acceptance because they will save people time. Imagine all you could do in the time currently spent behind the wheel. Would lower the cost of getting from one place to another and will be way faster while all being safer than human driving. Soon thereafter, an adoption skyrockets. Cities will designate areas that are auto car only lanes of highways will become auto car exclusive, allowing for more density driving and higher speeds. Roughly 10 years from now, we will see the end of human driving, the seminal moment. Yes, as the machines take full control of everything, run by who? The globalists who want us dead. The ghost running this machine is Beelzebub, not a good system. And if you're not a good globalist, can't get on a train, can't get in a car, your whole house will be wired with everything in it all ready to track and spy and tax you and surveil you. I mean, it's just a nightmare system, and we're letting them build it, so we better shut it down as consumers now before their panopticon Skynet's in place. Chris in Georgia on Ebola. You're on the air worldwide.
Thanks for taking my call. Literally right now I am drinking my nascent iodine X2, my DNA Force Super Male, literally feeling like I did in my high school sports days. I was a literal beast. So here's my business, my friend. You literally exposed almost every plan and the endgame major plan, but what the people need is a dynamic list of the people behind it. Dynamic regarding its ability to be updated quickly with information regarding these alleged crimes against humanity. As everyone, in my belief, is innocent until proven guilty. So let's work to prove that guilt. Evidence is the key.
No, I agree with you. That's why I've never made a list of the people that are at the top of the New World Order, because you would need to compile the evidence on each one, and that's so time-consuming. But Prince Charles, Prince Philip, Ted Turner, David Rockefeller, George Soros, they've all admitted they want a planetary regime to cut off the resources and reduce the population 80 to 90%. They all work to take our guns. They all work to rig different markets and create poverty. And people like Soros are admitted top Nazi collaborators. But he gave a bunch of money to the ADL and others out of his hordes he hauled out of Europe. And so he's allowed to go on 60 Minutes and admit he ran, you know, the roundup of Jews. And so he gets to run Media Matters, you know, basically calling for me to be arrested. And, you know, MSNBC calling, you know, saying I'm a terrorist. Because, I mean, here I am. My grandfathers both fought the Nazis. One of them flew a fighter plane, the other in B-17s and also Liberators. Both of them almost died. So I can sit here and be attacked by a Nazi who just won't hurry up and die. So, I mean, I think we can officially say George Soros is a criminal and is a piece of trash. But I don't even... Something happened to him, nothing would happen to the New World Order because he's already got all his minions under him and all the rest of it. I've just had enough of it. And I'm not even looking for trouble from Soros. It's that he's coming after me, my guns, my family, my everything. He just won't go away. I mean, what kind of justice is that both my grandfathers, who were great, loving, hardworking men, are dead, and that giant piece of garbage is still crawling around like a 200-pound cockroach? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, don't apologize, Alex. Well, first off, my grandparents did fight for our country as well in World War II, Korea, etc. George Soros, like you said, is crawling around like a cockroach. He will and has and will get his lot in life. What he has put in, he will get out. He will reap what he sows.
I mean, a Nazi literally runs MSNBC and Media Matters. I mean, I just can't handle it. I just can't handle it.
I can't either, man. I can't either. And that's why I'm watching via Prison Planet TV right now on my day off. I'm a hardworking, contributor to society, but you know what? I'm almost addicted to this stuff. I can't stop. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion.
You know why you can't get away from it? It's reality. We're supposed to watch Madison Avenue and all the dramas and all the PR and all the mindless Kardashians. Meanwhile, there's a universe around us, a criminal elite sitting on top of us. There's so much good and so much bad. The real world is happening around us, and any man who's got his head halfway screwed on straight would not be able to stop learning how the world works. See, most guys learn how the sports teams work and are experts on that. You're meant to use your brain to know how the world works, and it is incredibly interesting. I am so obsessed with it, and you're absolutely right. The more you learn, the more you want to learn. But Rothkopf wrote a book called Superclass about the 6,000 world elite. And I'd say that's a pretty accurate book. He's the head of the Kissinger Group. It's about 6,000 people that are doing this to us, and they're a bunch of trash.
We're on the march.